Where's this? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Shalom, shalom, brothers and sisters all over the world. I'm Yahudah being Israel. I'm a Hebrew servant of the Most High Yahweh, was come to teach my people the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Now, today's topic, I'm going to talk about the word of Yah. It's all about the word. And a lot of people say the word has been did away with. The Old Testament been did away with. We under a new sensation. We under the New Testament. We under truth and grace. That the other New Testament. We did away with the Old Testament. But today, I'm going to prove beyond a shadow of doubt that the word of Yahweh is still standing to this day. Okay, now, I want to first go to the book of Amos. Yeah, Amos chapter 8, verse 11.
Amos chapter 8, verse 11. Behold, the days come, saith Yahweh Elohim, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh.
One day it's going to become a day that Yahweh is going to send a famine, meaning you ain't going to be, the word is not going to be around. But this ain't happened yet. He going to do it one day, but this ain't happened yet. And he says it's going to be a famine. It's not like for water and food, but he going to send a famine in land for his word. Everybody want to look for his word, and they ain't going to be able to find it. Read.
And they shall wander from sea to sea,
Y'all going to run it from nation to nation, coast to coast.
and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of Yahweh, and none shall find it.
And you ain't going to be able to find the word. So in other words, you ought to be able to get the word right now today when it's available, when it's on deck, when you could be, it's all about right now. Because it's going to come a time in this world that you're going to be looking for the word of Yah and you ain't going to be able to find it. Okay, now let's go to Amos chapter 3, Verse 7.
Amos chapter 3, verse 7. Surely Yahweh Elohim will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants the prophets.
The Almighty don't reveal his secrets to the world, to everybody. Only his secret, the servants, the prophet. Whoever serving the Most High and love Most High and keep his word, law, and statute, and judgment, commandment, them are the ones he will show in the prophets. Not just no average Joe, not no anybody, not everybody. Hey, only a few, the remnant. He will show his word to. Okay, now let's go to Numbers chapter 15. Still dealing with the word of Yah. Okay, Numbers. I say Numbers 15. Let's start at the 30 and 30 verse. Oh, let me get it right quick. Mm-hmm. 30 and 31. Numbers chapter 15, verse 30 and 31. Oh, I got the wrong. Yeah.
Numbers chapter 15, verse 30. But the soul that doeth aught presumptuously, whether he be born in the land or a stranger, the same reproacheth Yahweh, and that soul shall be cut off from among his people, because he hath despised the word of Yahweh,
When you despise the word of Yahweh, you're going to be cut off.
and have broken his commandment. That soul shall utterly be cut off. His iniquity shall be upon him.
Right. The Almighty Yahweh word is not in the New Testament. It is not in the Quran. So it's only in the Old Testament. His word. Okay, go to Numbers 22 and 18. And I'm going to prove to you today, I'm going to go over the New Testament, prove beyond a shadow of doubt that you ain't supposed to have nothing to do with the New Testament. I'm going to prove that too. Well, I said Numbers 22 and 18.
Numbers chapter 22, verse 18. And Balaam answered and said unto the servants of Balak, if Balak would give me his house full of silver and gold, I cannot go beyond the word of Yahweh my Elohim to do less or more.
I can't go beyond the word. That's what he said. I can't go beyond the word. Okay, go to Deuteronomy 4 and 2. Okay, Deuteronomy 4 and start with the first verse.
Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 1. Now therefore hearken, O Israel, unto the statutes and unto the judgments which I teach you, for to do them,
To do them, not to talk about them, be about them. Do them. Read.
that ye may live and go in and possess the land which Yahweh Elohim of your fathers giveth you. Ye shall not add unto the word which I command you.
The Almighty Yahweh said, "Ye should not command unto His word." So when you added the New Testament, you added to His word, because He didn't have nothing to do with no New Testament. He didn't invent no New Testament. He didn't write no New Testament, or didn't have nobody to write it. So you added the New Testament to His word. Read.
Neither shall ye diminish aught from it.
You ain't supposed to take away nothing out this Bible. If it's not written, it's a lie. Don't take from the book, the Old Testament. Read.
That ye may keep the commandments of Yahweh your Elohim which I command you. Your eyes have seen what Yahweh did because of false deity. For all the men that followed false deity, Yahweh thy Elohim have destroyed them from among you.
So everybody that fall after that New Testament, JC, ain't going to be destroyed one day. That's what this is saying. Okay, go to Deuteronomy 5 and 5.
Deuteronomy chapter 5, verse 5. I stood between Yahweh and you at that time to show you the word of Yahweh.
To show the word of Yahweh, right? All through this book, the word of Yahweh going to stand.
For ye were afraid by reason of the fire, and went not up into the mount, saying,
Okay, Deuteronomy 8. Deuteronomy chapter 8. 1 through 3.
Deuteronomy chapter 8, verse 1. All the commandments which I command thee this day shall ye observe to do, that ye may live and multiply, and go in and possess the land which Yahweh sware unto your fathers. And thou shalt remember all the way which Yahweh thy Elohim led thee these 40 years in the wilderness, to humble thee and to prove thee, to know what was in thine heart, whether thou wouldest keep his commandments or no. And he humbled thee, and suffered thee to hunger, and fed thee with manna, which thou knewest not, neither did thy fathers know, that he might make thee know that man doeth not live by bread only, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of Yahweh doeth man live.
Okay, the Almighty say you ain't only got to have food and water, you got to have the word too. All that go together. Yahweh's word and being hungry and being thirsty. You're supposed to be hungry for the word and thirst for the word. Not just be thirsty and hungry and not without the word. It all go together. You can't live by bread alone. You got to live by the word of Yah. That's what the book just said. Okay, let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 30. Okay, chapter 30, verse 10.
Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 10. If thou shalt hearken unto the voice of Yahweh thy Elohim, to keep his commandments and his statutes which are written in this book of the law,
Which are written in this book, talking about the Old Testament, the Torah, Tanakh.
and if thou turn unto Yahweh thy Elohim with all thine heart and with all thy soul, for this commandment which I command thee this day, it is not hidden from thee, neither is it far off.
Don't be making no excuses why you can't keep the word of Yah. That's what they're saying, no excuses. Read.
It is not in heaven, that thou shouldest say, who shall go up for us to heaven, and bring it unto us, that we may hear it and do it. Neither is it beyond the sea, that thou shouldest say, who shall go over the sea for us, and bring it unto us, that we may hear it and do it.
No excuses.
But the word is very nigh unto thee, in thy mouth and in thy heart, that thou mayest do it. See, I have set before thee this day life and good, and death and evil.
So you got a choice. He giving you a choice right here. Right? Read.
And that I command thee this day to love Yahweh thy Elohim, to walk in his ways, and to keep his commandments and his statutes and his judgments, that thou mayest live and multiply. And Yahweh the Elohim shall bless thee in the land whither thou goest to possess it.
So if you do all of this, you're going to be blessed. It's common sense. You do this, you'll be blessed. Read.
But if thine heart turn away, so that thou wilt not hear,
If you turn away and start going to church, wearing crosses, want to be baptized, read.
but shalt be drawn away and worship other gods and serve them,
When you go to church and you go to the New Testament, you're serving another God or another son, whatever you want to call him. They hit you on the stick. Read.
I denounce unto you this day that ye shall surely perish,
You surely going to hell and going to perish when you turn away from the Old Testament and go to the New Testament. Read.
and that ye shall not prolong your days upon the land,
And you ain't going to live no long time.
whether thou passest over Jordan to go to possess it. I call heaven and earth to record this day against you,
Everything you do in this world, the Almighty is using the heaven and earth to record everything you do and say.
that I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore choose life, that both thou and thy seed may live.
So when you choose life, that means you're going to keep the Old Testament. You're going to study his word and keep his word. That's when you choose life. When you choose hell and death, you go to the New Testament.
That thou mayest love Yahweh the Elohim, and that thou mayest obey his voice, and that thou mayest cleave unto him, for he is thy life,
He is the reason why you living.
and the length of thy days,
He is one of the reason why you 100 years old today, or however old you is.
that thou mayest dwell in the land which Yahweh sware unto thy fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, to give them.
All right. Okay, go to 1 Samuel. 1 Samuel, let me see. 1 Samuel. I think we started 1 Samuel 20. Yeah, we started the 23. 1 Samuel 1 20 to 23.
First Samuel chapter 1, verse 23.
No, verse 20 through 3. 23, I mean. 20 verse.
First Samuel chapter 1, verse 20.
Yeah.
Wherefore it came to pass, when the time was come about after Hannah had conceived, that she bare a son, and called his name Samuel, saying, Because I have asked him of Yahweh.
See, the Almighty, she asked Yahweh. She didn't ask JC or nobody else. She asked Yahweh, read.
And the man Elkanah and all his house went up to offer unto Yahweh the yearly sacrifice and his vow. But Hannah went not up, for she said unto her husband, I will not go up until the child be weaned, and then I will bring him, that he may appear before Yahweh, and there abide forever. And Elkanah her husband said unto her, Do what seemeth thee good, tarry until thou have weaned him, only Yahweh establish his word. So the woman abode, and gave her son suck until she weaned him.
In other words, you listen to Yahweh. So husband say, do it good and listen to Yah. That's what they're saying. Okay, 1 Samuel 15. Okay, the first verse.
First Samuel chapter 15, verse 1. Samuel also said unto Saul, Yahweh sent me to anoint thee to be king over his people, over Israel. Now therefore hearken thou unto the voice of the words of Yahweh.
He told me to listen to Yahweh.
Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, I remember that which Amalek did to Israel, how he laid wait for him in the way when he came up from Egypt. Now go and smite Amalek, and utterly destroy all that they have, and spare them not, but but slay both man and woman, infant and suckling, ox and sheep, camel and ass, and Saul gathered the people together, and numbered them in Telaim, 200,000 footmen, and 10,000 men of Judah. And Saul came to a city of Amalek, and laid wait in the valley. And Saul said unto the Kenites, Go, depart, get you down from among the Amalekites, lest I destroy you with them. For ye showed kindness to all the children of Israel when they came up out of Egypt. So the Kenites departed from among the Amalekites. And Saul smote the Amalekites from Havilah until thou comest to Shur, that is over against Egypt. And he took Agag, the king of the Amalekites, alive, and utterly destroyed all the people with the edge of the sword. But Saul and the people spared Agag and the best of the sheep.
See, that's where he messed up. He made a mistake and spared him. The Almighty told him to kill everybody, even the roaches, everything. Don't leave none alive. And that's what he do.
And of the oxen and of the fatlings, and the lambs, and all that was good, and would not utterly destroy them.
See how hard headed and stubborn he is, just like we is today. Almighty tell us to remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. We're gonna do everything but do that. See, rebellious, hard headed, stiff necked. That's the way of a black person. Read.
But everything that was vile and refused, they destroyed utterly. Then came the word of Yahweh unto Samuel, saying, It repented me that I have set up Saul to be king, for he has turned back from following me.
See, when the Almighty give you a command to tell you to do something, don't halfway do it. You do it all the way He say do it, not the way you want to do it. Because that's when you trust in your own heart. When you do it the way you want to do it, you're supposed to do what the Most High say do it. Do it. Read.
And have not performed my commandments. And it grieved Samuel, and he cried unto Yahweh all night. And when Samuel rose early to meet Saul in the morning, it was told Samuel, saying, Saul came to Carmel, and behold, he set him up a place, and is going about, and passed on, and gone down to Gilgal. And Samuel came to Saul, and Saul said unto him, Blessed be thou of Yahweh, I have performed the commandment of Yahweh. And Samuel said, What meaneth then this bleating of the sheep in my ears?
See how he lied and said, I did everything the Most High say do. No, you didn't. You told a lie to Samuel. Read.
And the lowing of the oxen which I hear. And Saul said, They have brought them from the Amalekites, for the people spared the best of the sheep and of the oxen to sacrifice unto Yahweh the Elohim, and the rest we have utterly destroyed. Then Samuel said unto Saul, Stay, and I will tell thee what Yahweh hath said to me this night. And he said unto him, Say on. And Samuel said, When thou wast little in thy own sight, was thou not made the head of the tribes of Israel? And Yahweh anointed thee king over Israel. And Yahweh sent thee on a journey and said, Go and utterly destroy the sinners of the Amalekites, and fight against them until they be consumed. Wherefore then didst thou not obey the voice of Yahweh?
Because he did it his own way. He didn't do it the way Yahweh said do it. He did what he wanted to do. And that's our problem today. Man want to do it the way they want to do. Instead of doing the Yahweh's way, they want to do it, but how they want to do it. That's when you're going to be cursed and plagued and punished. Read.
But didst fly upon the spoil, and didst evil in the sight of Yahweh. And Saul said unto Samuel, Yea, I have obeyed the voice of Yahweh, and have gone the way which Yahweh sent me, and have brought Agag the king of Amalek, and have utterly destroyed the Amalekites. But the people took of the spoil sheep and oxen, the chief of the things which should have been utterly destroyed, to sacrifice unto Yahweh that Elohim in Gilgal. And Samuel said, Have Yahweh as great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices as in obeying the voice of Yahweh?
He'd rather for you to obey than have a sacrifice. Read.
Behold, to obey is better than sacrifice, and to hearken than the fat of rams. For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry. Because thou hast rejected the word of Yahweh, he hath also rejected thee from being king.
Okay, just like he rejected Saul, he gonna reject the Christians and the Mormons, the Muslims, the Christianity, y'all, because y'all reject the Most High. Same thing apply. Y'all reject y'all, he gonna reject y'all. Just that simple. Read.
And Saul said unto Samuel, I have sinned, for I have transgressed the commandment of Yahweh, and thy words, because I feared the people and obeyed their voice.
See, same thing today. They fear people, but they don't fear y'all. They fear the people, and not y'all. The same thing people doing today. Yeah. So okay, let's go to First Kings. First Kings 2. 1 through 4.
1 Kings chapter 2, verse 1. Now the days of David drew nigh that he should die, and he charged Solomon his son, saying, I go the way of all the earth. Be thou strong therefore, and show thyself a man, and keep the charge of Yahweh thy Elohim, to walk in his ways, to keep his statutes, and his commandments, and his judgments, and his testimonies, as it is written in the law of Moses, that thou mayest prosper in all that thou doest, and whithersoever thou turnest thyself.
As long as you do this, you're going to prosper. That's what King David was telling his son. He didn't tell him nothing about himself. He told him about Yah before he died. That's what you tell your son while you're on your deathbed. Tell him about Yah, not about you. Read.
That Yahweh may continue his word which he spake concerning me, saying, If thy children take heed to their way, to walk before me in truth with all their heart and with all their soul, there shall not fail thee, said he, a man on the throne of Israel.
All you got to do is obey the word of Yahweh and you're going to be all right. That's what they're saying. Okay, go to Psalms 33. Psalms 33 and 4.
Psalms chapter 33, verse 4. For the word of Yahweh is right,
Yahweh's word is right,
and all his works are done in truth.
and all his works are done in truth. So why are you going to go to the New Testament and listen to them live when Yahweh say his word is true? Okay, let's go to Isaiah 66. Yeah, Isaiah 66. Isaiah 66, 4 and 5.
Isaiah chapter 66, verse 4. I also will choose their delusions and will bring their fears upon them, because when I called, none did answer.
Now, man said, when I call, you don't even answer.
When I spake, they did not hear.
When he speak to you, you don't pay him no attention. You listen to TDJ, Clufflo Dollar, and all these clowns, but you don't want to listen to what y'all say.
But they did evil before mine eyes, and chose that in which I delighted not.
They chose the New Testament, and Yahweh didn't choose it. So they chose the New Testament, Yahweh didn't. Read.
Hear the word of Yahweh, ye that tremble at his word. Your brethren that hated you, that cast you out for my name's sake, said, Let Yahweh be glorified. But he shall appear to your joy, and they shall be ashamed.
That's right, because they're going to hate you for when you talk about the word of Yah. So all you people out there listening, I know they're going to know you hate me, you hate Yahweh, you hate Jeremiah, and you hate the Old Testament. But you're going to be shamed one day. So I ain't even tripping. Okay, go to Psalm 68. It's my job to tell you whether you like it or not. So be it. I ain't going to worry about it. 68 and 10 and 11.
Psalm chapter 68, verse 10. Thy congregation have dwelt therein. Thou, O Elohim, hast prepared of thy goodness for the poor. Yahweh gave the word.
Yahweh gave the word,
Great was the company of those that published it.
and great was the covenant of the word to publish, like Jeremiah, Ezekiel, the prophets. They the one published it. The prophets did. Okay, go to Psalms 103. It's all about the word of Yah. That's it and that's all. Okay, 103, start at 13.
Psalms chapter 103, verse 13. Like as a father pitieth his children, so Yahweh pitieth them that fear him. For he knoweth our fame, he remembereth that we are dust. As for man, his days are as grass, as a flower of the field, so he flourisheth. For the wind passeth over it, and it is gone, and the place thereof shall know it no more. But the mercy of Yahweh is from everlasting to everlasting
His mercy is for everlasting and everlasting.
upon them that fear him,
Upon the people that fear him, and the only way you're going to fear him is obey him and keep his laws. Read.
and his righteousness unto children's children, to such as keep his commandment, and to those that remember his commandments to do them.
Not only to remember, but to do them too. You got to do both. You got to remember and to do them. Read.
Yahweh hath prepared his throne in the heavens, and his kingdom ruleth over all. Bless Yahweh, ye his angels, that excel in strength, that do his commandments, hearkening unto the voice of his word.
Hearken to the verse of his word. Okay, then let's go to Psalm 119. 16 and 17.
Psalm chapter 119, verse 16. I will delight myself in thy statutes. I will not forget thy word.
I ain't gonna never forget the word of Yah. That's what they're saying.
Deal bountifully with thy servant, that I may live and keep thy
As
word.
long as I live, I want to keep the word of Yah. That's corn right there. Okay, let's go to Psalm 119 and 160. It's cold blooded right here. 160. Let me see.
Psalm chapter 119, verse 160.
Yeah.
Thy word is true from the beginning, and every one of thy righteous judgments endure forever.
Okay, the beginning is talking about Genesis. His word is righteous from the beginning. It's the truth from the beginning, from Genesis all the way to Malachi. That's all you need. You don't need no Matthew through Revelation. That's a lie. Okay, Proverbs 13 and 13.
Proverbs chapter 13, verse 13. Whoso despiseth the word shall be destroyed.
Whoever hate the word of Yahweh gonna be destroyed. Anytime you're going into the New Testament and building new, you hate the word of Yah. So you're gonna be destroyed. The book popping. Read.
But he that feareth the commandment shall be rewarded.
And everybody that keep the commandments on earth gonna be rewarded. Boy, that's a great blessing. Okay. Proverbs 30. Cold blooded here too. 30 start to 5 and 6, bro.
Proverbs chapter 30, verse 5. Every word of Elohim is pure.
All his words is pure.
He is a shield unto them that put their trust in him.
And everybody that trusts in Yahweh, he gonna protect them. Gonna make them for the shield. He gonna protect you. He ain't gonna let nothing happen to you. Nothing bad happen. Read.
And add thou not unto his words,
Don't add the New Testament to his word. Don't add it. Read.
lest he reprove thee,
Lest he reprove thee.
and thou be found a liar.
And anytime you prove the New Testament, you put the New Testament with the Old Testament, you be found a liar. I'm gonna prove to the day that the New Testament is a liar. When you add it, it's a lie. I'm gonna do that on down the road. Okay, go to Jeremiah 5. You don't need the New Testament for nothing. Jeremiah 5 and 13 and 14.
Jeremiah chapter 5, verse 13. And the prophets shall become wind, and the word is not in them. Thus shall it be done unto them. Wherefore thus saith Yahweh Elohim of hosts, because ye speak this word, behold, I will make my words in thy mouth fire, and this people wood, and it shall devour them.
Well, it's gonna hurt. The truth hurt. Almighty said, I'm gonna make his word fire and gonna burn the people up, boy. They ain't gonna be able to stand the word. That's when they don't want to hear nothing about the Old Testament. It burns them up, make them mad, get angry at you. When you tell them about Yah, they trying to tell you about JC. You tell them about the law, they trying to tell you about grace. Okay, Jeremiah 15 and 6. Let me see. I think it's Jeremiah. Yeah, okay, yeah, Jeremiah 15 in 16.
Jeremiah chapter 15, verse 16. Thy words were found, and I did eat them.
When I found the words, I ate them. Read.
And thy word was unto me the joy and rejoicing of mine heart.
And boy, I love talking and reading. I love talking about Yah and reading about Yah. When I ate him, I fell in love with it. Read.
For I am called by thy name,
I'm called by Yahweh's name.
O Yahweh of hosts.
That's right.
O Yahweh Elohim of hosts. I sat not in the assembly of the mockers, nor rejoiced.
I don't be around them foolish people.
I sat alone because of thy hand.
And I sat alone because nobody want to hear nothing about Yahweh. They want to hear about that man in the New Testament.
For thou hast filled me with indignation.
With anger. You get angry around these people. Indignation mean anger. Okay. That's Jeremiah 25. Jeremiah 25 and 12. 13.
Jeremiah chapter 25, verse 12. And it shall come to pass, when 70 years are accomplished, that I will punish the king of Babylon and that nation, saith Yahweh, for their iniquity, and the land of the Chaldeans, and will make it perpetual desolations. And I will bring upon that land all my words which I have pronounced against it.
Everything that the Most High say he going to do against a nation or against somebody is going to come to pass. That's true. Read.
Even all that is written in this book,
In this book. Talking about the Old Testament, in this book.
which Jeremiah had prophesied against all the nations.
And which he had prophesied against all the nations. So whatever Jeremiah said is going to come to pass. It's going to be true because he got the words from Yahweh. All the prophets did. Okay, Jeremiah 30. Let's see. Jeremiah 30. Yeah, Jeremiah 31 and 2.
Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 1. The word that came to Jeremiah from Yahweh, saying, Thus speaketh Yahweh Elohim of Israel, saying, Write thee all the words that I have spoken unto thee in a book.
In a book. Talking about this book right here. Not the New Testament, but the Old Testament. Write these words in a book. Okay. Now, let me see if that's it I want. Let me see. Oh, yeah. Let's go to the New Testament for a minute. Let's go to John 5. They call it St. John 5. Let's see. Okay. I want St. John chapter 5, verse 22. Let's see.
John chapter 5, verse 22. For the Father judgeth no man, but have committed all judgment unto the Son.
That's a lie. Now, go to Deuteronomy 32. I ain't going to go there. I'm going to stay here. But just go to Deuteronomy. You go to Deuteronomy 32 and 6. Let's see if this is the truth what he just said. I want you to hold that and read that again. Read that New Testament junk again.
For the Father judgeth no man, but have committed all judgment to the Son.
So he's saying the Father judges no man. Let's see if that's true in the Old Testament. Well, I say Deuteronomy 32 and 6.
Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 6. Do ye thus requite Yahweh, O foolish people and unwise? Is not he thy father that have bought thee? Hath he not made thee and established thee? Remember the days of old. Consider the years.
No, Deuteronomy 32 and 36.
Oh, 36. I think
Yeah.
it said 6.
No.
All right. Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 36. For Yahweh shall judge his people.
He said what?
For Yahweh shall judge his people, and repent himself for his servants when he seeth that their power is gone,
Just read 36. That's it.
and there is none shut up or left.
Okay, he said he should judge his people. Now the New Testament say, no, He gave it to his son to do. You see, that's a lie. Now go to Psalms 98. Go to Psalm 98 and 9. See what they say about judge. Psalm 98 and 9.
Psalms chapter 98, verse 9. Before Yahweh, for he cometh to judge the earth.
He coming to what?
Before Yahweh, he cometh to judge the earth.
Okay, read.
With righteousness shall he judge the world, and the people with equity.
See, he gonna judge the people in the world. So you know this a lie. You can't listen to the word of JC. He lying. Okay, now go back to this monkey, this clown book, John. This lying book say John 22 and 25. Start over again. This jump.
John
Yeah.
22 and 25.
No, John 5, chapter 5. Yeah.
John chapter 5, verse 22. For the Father judgeth no man,
That's a lie. I just showed you in the Old Testament. That's a lie. Read.
but have committed all judgment unto the Son,
That's a lie. Read.
that all men should honor the Son, even as they honor the Father.
We supposed to honor our father and mother, but not no son. That's a lie.
He that honoreth not the Son honoreth not the Father,
That's a lie. You supposed to honor your father, not no son. Read.
which have sent him.
And that's a lie. Yahweh never sent him, so that's another lie.
Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that heareth my word, and believeth on him that sent me, hath everlasting life,
We know that's a lie. The Almighty never sent him, and his words ain't worth two dead flies.
and shall not come into condemnation, but is passed from death unto life. Verily, verily, I say unto you, the hour is coming, and now is, when the dead shall hear the voice of the Son of God, and they that hear shall live.
That's a lie. Okay, let me show you. Go to Ecclesiastes. Let me show you that's a lie. Yeah, go to Ecclesiastes, and let's see what the death gonna do. He said, let's see. Okay, well, Ecclesiastes chapter 9, I think. Let me see. I think it's 9. Let's see. Yeah. 9 and Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 4 and 5.
Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 4. For to him that is joined to all the living there is hope. For a living dog is better than a dead lion.
So it's hope for the living, and I might say it's better. A living. Say it again. For a living what dog is better than a dead lion. Now read the next verse. That's what I want.
For the living know that they shall die,
The living, everybody living know they gonna die one day. Read.
but the dead know not anything.
The dead don't know nothing. So what this fool in the New Testament talking about? You know that's a lie. Say the dead don't know nothing. Read.
Neither have they any more a reward, for the memory of them is forgotten.
It's forgotten. They done forgot everything because they dead. So this New Testament is a lie. I prove beyond the shadow of doubt that the word of Yahweh gonna stand, and this man in the New Testament ain't doing no telling lies after lie after lie. All he do is lie. And I can show you some more lies in the New Testament, but I ain't got time. I got sick right now. I'm about to throw up. I'm sick of this New Testament. But I just want to prove beyond a shadow of doubt that Yahweh's word is forever, ain't going to stand forever, and that's all you need. No New Testament at all. You see what it did, start off lying. So you don't need the New Testament because one lie after a lie after a lie, that's all it's going to do. Oh, say. Well, I'm going to get ready to close out and give all honor and glory and praise and worship to Yahweh by saying hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Praise the mighty Yah. Shalom, shalom, brothers and sisters.